Hey, what's up, everybody? This is going to be my Get Out review video. I finally saw it. It was directed by Jordan Peele. It's half the writing team of Key and Peele. It was released February 28th, 2017. It's pretty much about an interracial couple, Chris and Joy. I forget her fucking name. Played by Allison Williams, I think her name is. And she is taking him to go meet her parents and the extended family. You know what I mean? He asks her, did you tell him I'm black? And she says no. So there's already like a little bit of awkwardness, and it just kind of gets more and more awkward. But it's also very funny, and it eventually gets scary, and all hell breaks loose, and it goes completely AWOL. But there are moments of funniness in there, of course, because Jordan Peele is a comedy writer, but he also has his horror down as well. I'll get into that, but first we're gonna get into the dislikes. There weren't too many, honestly. There weren't too many dislikes because it's a good film. I only have like 3. You do have to suspend your disbelief just a little bit in certain parts of the film, such as when they're at the table, the brother of the girlfriend is a really creepy character, and he's talking a bunch of shit at the table. He starts asking Chris about, do you like MMA? And then he starts talking about, I can train you, with your genetics, this and that. And it's just like, in real life, if somebody were to say that to a black dude, regardless of any situation, regardless of the parents being there or not, you'd have to take that fade right there at the dinner table, man. Like, the shit he was saying, like, what are you talking about? You can train me, like, I'm, like, you own me type of shit already. It's already crossed the line on some slave, sports type of shit, you know what I mean? The next thing I disliked was the destroying of the teacup. Now, the teacup was a weapon of hypnotism that was held by the mother of the girlfriend to, hypnotize Chris and essentially hypnotize all the black people that came, that the daughter brought to the house, you know what I mean? And that would take them to the sunken place, which we'll talk about later as well. But the way that scene, like, there's a scene where the teacups on the table, it's towards the end where Chris gets freed, and they are, they're both looking at the mother and Chris goes and knocks it over and breaks it real quick, and it was just like, wow, that was pretty easy, we just destroyed that device really quick. I felt that there was a little bit more of a struggle for that device, or maybe the roles got reversed and the mother got put into the sunken place somehow. You know what I mean? I think that would have been a cool little addition to just expand and give it a little twist or whatnot. But anyways, the things I did like about it are, first off, the casting was on point. Everybody played their part, and he has like some crucial cats in here, like Bradley Whitford, who played the dad. The main dude, Daniel Kaluuya, I think his name is. He was really good as well. He's actually a British actor. Very dark dude with like yellow eyes. This dude's straight African dude, which actually added to the movie for sure. It just added a dynamic and more tension to the film. I think he was in an episode of Black Mirror, which I saw recently, that Jordan Peele, I'm sure Jordan Peele saw it and was like, this is the dude I want. He has that range for this movie specifically. Like, this is it. Catherine Keener played the mom. You had Lakeith Stanfield in there playing the dude who gets hypnotized, who you meet the other black dude who's the only other black guy who's there other than the groundskeeper and the maid. Just everybody played their part, man. Everybody played their part. It was also very creepy as well. It was had its creepy moments, but the horror was dope too, man. It was just weird. It was like, I think it had everybody on edge. Everybody was just uncomfortable, and he succeeded in that, in making people feel that way. The next thing that had me dying, though, was the groundskeeper, who ends up being the grandpa. This dude was on full fucking sprint. One night, Chris goes to have a cigarette one night. Across the yard, he sees somebody just running towards him, and it's the groundskeeper, and the groundskeeper just on full sprint. I laughed so hard, man. Just like funny ass shit like that. And right as he got to him, he broke and went like a different direction, and she didn't even say anything to him. Stuff like that, Jordan Peele's a fool for. The next thing is the sunken place. The sunken place was by far probably the coolest part of the film. It is, when the mother hypnotized Chris, it took him to a place of, it took him to like a paralyzed state where he couldn't move, but he could still see. He was just like frozen on the couch, and you can just, he sees, he's like falling. The way they portrayed that in the movie was pretty cool. So that's something you just have to see. The score was on point. It was creepy and it had those horror elements to it to keep you on edge, and it wasn't too predictable either. You know what I mean? I knew certain parts were going to happen. Like, for some reason, I just knew that the girlfriend was going to be a part of it, and she was in cahoots with everybody. But I didn't know at the very end that the cops were going to roll up on him, and it was going to be his friend. I thought it was going to be actual cops who were rolling up, but it turns out to be his friend. And I was reading online that apparently the original ending was supposed to be real cops, and Chris was supposed to go to jail for the murders of everybody. But apparently Jordan Peele at the last minute changed it to him being saved by his homie. So that's cool. You definitely want to have your antennas on full tilt for this one, because we're tackling comedy, horror, and the social commentary of the white liberal. You know, how they're our allies, but how they also get in the way with shit, you know, and say dumb shit like, "Hey, how you doing, my man?" And, you know, saying I would vote for Obama for a third term if I could. You know, all the extra shit that white liberals say and do, they definitely captured in this film, which is pretty funny. But let me know what you guys think in the comments. Should they have went with the original ending of him getting arrested or shot by cops, or did they make the right choice with going with him getting rescued by his friend? Also, check out the episode of Black Mirror on Netflix. It's episode 2 of season 1, where Daniel Kaluuya, the main character, Chris, in this movie, is in that. So be sure to subscribe. I got so many more movies coming out later. The recent ones, I got Logan coming up next and Ghost in the Shell. I definitely want to grab a copy or check out the anime version of Ghost in the Shell. If you guys know where I can check that out online, definitely hit me up in the comments and let me know where I can check that out online. I want to get like a little refresher before I go and watch the new one. Once again, thank you guys so much for watching. I got Logan coming up next. While you wait for that, you can check out these videos here. Have a good night. Peace.